Hello and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be reacting to a video by another Final Fantasy YouTuber. And that YouTuber, I'm sure you know, is called Zepla HQ, or Zepla, just Zepla. Great YouTuber. I've been following her for a long time, watching a lot of her videos. She makes great content. And I'm going to be reacting to the video, Things to Do Before Endwalker in Final Fantasy XIV. Why this video? Well, because recently I finished Shadowbringers, and now I'm kind of lost. I don't really know what to do now, because ever since I started playing the game, all I've had, like the main thing for me to do was just MSQ, and now I don't have any MSQ. I'm a bit lost. So, you know, I've got a couple of weeks until Endwalker comes out, or we've all got a couple of weeks until Endwalker comes out. So hopefully this will give me some good information and to figure out what to do and how to get as ready as I possibly can before Endwalker. So, having said that, let's get into the reaction. Now, having said that, before we get into the video, please do like the video because it helps me out a ton, and please do subscribe if you're new here as well. And also, the link to the original video and Zepla's channel will be in the description below. So, if somehow you've never heard of her and you have me, please do go check her out. But anyway, okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Go.
Hey Bun, so today we're going to talk about all the stuff that is pretty important, I think, for you to try to get done before Endwalker, stuff that might be affected by the upcoming stat squish, which we don't know at this time quite how severe it's gonna be. Like, we don't know if the stat squish is going to severely impact
all the time
how easy it currently is to do unsynced content and other content that might be affected. So I'm going to get into all that, and with the Endwalker being about a little over 2 months away, I think now is a good time to set some reasonable goals that you could feasibly do between now and then. That'll keep you busy anyway, but now might be the best time to do those things.
I'm too late.
So first of all, in the topic of unsynced content, so like I said, we are getting that big stat squish that's coming in Endwalker, and we don't know right now how much it will affect unsyncing. Right now, you can easily unsync old Extreme Trials and just sort of blaze through them.
Yeah.
It's easy to farm for mounts and things like that.
I need to do that.
But they did say that they will be adding a small
mounts.
buff in Endwalker that will compensate for the stat squish somewhat, that will make the unsyncing less painful, but we don't know how effective that buff will be. We don't know, like, compared to now, how easy it will be. And a lot of people are speculating that it will be harder to do unsynced content because, I mean, it's probably better to err on the side of caution in any case. So I would suggest getting all of your raid and trial mounts from the Extreme Trials from past expansions and the previous Savage raids that you can currently unsync. You might want to get all those. Their puppies, their ponies, their birds, and all that. Definitely. I think now would be a really good time to try to farm those out before the stat squish and
noted.
happens.
I will do that.
You want to complete the Coils of Bahamut unsynced if you don't want to go through the super high difficulty raid. Most people do tend to just go through unsynced to watch all the cutscenes and experience the story, because it's a pretty important story as we're going into Endwalker. In Endwalker, we will of course be going into Sharlayan. That is the homeland of Archon Louisoix, and the Coils of Bahamut story teaches you about the fate of what happened to Archon Louisoix, and that's going to be really important information as we go there to Sharlayan and try to piece together the puzzle of whatever the Endwalker story will be.
Good
point. If you do enjoy the story and you haven't done Coils, well, you are kind of regretted by the time we get to Sharlayan.
Cool,
so
I'll do
that
Coils.
Unsynced.
I'll do
I
Coils.
would say
I've been
do it
meaning to do
unsynced
it anyway.
now before the expansion, so you'll be fresh when you get into the expansion, and so that hopefully after the stat squish, it won't be much harder to do unsynced, because right now we don't really know. I should also mention that Natsuko Ishikawa, the main writer for Shadowbringers and Endwalker, has suggested that you do this. Like, you definitely want to do Coils of Bahamut to watch all the cutscenes, at least do it unsynced. She also recommended that you complete the Omega Raid series from Stormblood. She said that these are both going to be important to know about for the Endwalker
Omega Raid, Stormblood, will do.
So she said that was pretty important side content to complete before the expansion, and again, stuff that you can unsync now. Honestly, Omega even unsynced is not the easiest, but you can get through it.
I probably can't.
You can go in through AlphaScape and find out where they get the chicken tenders. Ultimates might be affected by the stat squish as well. So, I mean, is there a time to do an ultimate before Endwalker? Yes.
Heard of it?
Sure, why not? Yeah, okay. I mean, you could.
I don't think
There's
so.
probably
Not for
time.
me, at least.
You could do uwu, most likely. Another thing you can, of course, do while you're unsyncing old content is farming glamours from old dungeons and old
Speak my
raids and
language.
things. Might want to look at the Eorzea collection website and search
didn't know
through the
that
gear sets
existed.
there and see maybe there's any gear sets that
I'm
you
gonna
really
spend
want to
hours
hunt
on there.
down. You also want to prepare gear for the various jobs or roles you might be considering playing or maining in Endwalker. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to get a bis set for those jobs, though. I mean, that can be fun to do to feel like super ready for the new expansion. But having a decent set for the jobs you're thinking about going into the new expansion with. And keeping in mind that Reaper will be considered a maiming job, so it will be sharing gear with Dragoon.
It's good.
So you might want to maybe level Dragoon, get some of that maiming gear that could be shared, and like also work on Reaper. Or you could gather even the glamour, the maiming glamour for Reaper, so you can look cool. Though keep in mind that it is what is on the inside that counts. I know this is pretty rich coming from me, but you want to clean up your inventory.
Oh god, mine's an absolute mess.
Yeah. My inventory has not been good lately, so look, I feel your pain if you also are suffering right now with terrible inventory. But there are people that have made the guide on how to clean up your bags in the game. So
wow.
I'll put a link to that where you can watch the guide from the person that really knows how to clean up their inventory really good. So that should help. But you're going to want to do that at some point before the expansion. But you can probably do it later, right? You can just put it off. You can do that later. You want to gear up and level your retainers. Your retainers, of course, being your bank in the game for some people who may not know what retainers are yet. Though I'm very excited about retainers in the expansion because I will have Bunny Boy. I'll have Bunny Boy retainers. I'll have my harem there for me. You also want to clean up and prepare your UI, maybe even reconsider your setup a little bit, because I recently changed my UI after I got the Logitech G600 mouse. No, I'm not paid. I'm not sponsored by Logitech, but I have enjoyed the mouse a lot, and it's caused me to reconfigure my hotbars and everything. And it took me, basically what I'm saying is if you're thinking about getting an MMO mouse, going into the new expansion, you are probably going to want to get it at least a month before the expansion comes, because it took me about a good solid month to really get a handle on it. And the more time that you can give yourself to get used to a new mouse where you have a bunch of buttons on the side of it, the better, because it was very, very difficult and very awkward for me for at least a month. I wouldn't want to play without it. It's incredible. I'm really glad I have it now. But if you are going to change your setup in that way, get a new mouse, then you want to get it as soon as possible, because you don't want to be struggling with it when the expansion is new. It was very
They are very useful, but they're not, in my opinion, they're not 100%
I did make a video, and this video was made before I got the mouse, so the hotbars don't look the same as they do now. But I did talk about how I set up my UI. I talked about my job change menu and how I created that. So all that, I'll link to that in the description box down below, so you can get an idea on how I do things. You also want to inform yourself on all of the upcoming job changes. Now, we're expecting to hear more about that later this month, maybe in the live letter that's upcoming this weekend. So stay tuned for that. Try to be plugged into the Final Fantasy 14 news. Check the lodestone as often as you can, and we will hopefully very soon learn more about the new jobs and what major changes are coming to existing jobs, so we can make informed decisions about which jobs do I really want to gear up right now in preparation for the expansion. What do I really want to main? You want to get the level 3 FC buffs ready. Okay, so I actually don't run an active FC. I really just don't have time to run an FC or to be in an active FC where there's a lot of expectation. I just cannot, because I'm pretty busy with the Discord and Twitch and everything else. But I can recommend that if you're like me and you're not in an FC where they have the FC buffs ready. I know that the highest level FC buff is tier 3, Heat of Battle. That's 15% XP buff. That's what I meant. I'm talking about XP buffs here. That's really going to be amazing for you whenever you're leveling in the early days of the expansion. And so if you're like me, you might want to pick up some Squadron Battle Manuals. Those will give you 15% XP bonus, so that's as good as the best FC buff. but it only lasts for 2 hours. But for me, that's been
Bothered.
fine. I've been collecting those with my adventure
The
squadrons,
MSQ
sending them out on the
be
missions
fine,
and getting
so.
as many battle manuals as I can as we go into Endwalker. I'm just trying to collect them and not use them. Well, actually, I don't need to use them because I have all my jobs at max level. So
Oh, we've got the
that's another
armoro.
thing that you can do. Side note.
Oh,
Quick side note, you could get all your
Seto.
jobs at max level
I want one
and
now.
get your Amuro mount, who's very lovely. As for the story,
Yeah.
now I mentioned at the
He's a good
start of
boy.
this
He's a
video, we
very
were
good
talking
boy.
a little bit about coils,
Mhm.
and we were talking about Omega a little bit. Those were the two things that Natsuko Ishikawa, the writer, said that you really, really should go through. Like, that's the most important recommendations that she had if you want any kind of hints on the story for Endwalker or any important backstory for Endwalker. But in addition to that, she gave some other recommendations. If you have more time, like if you have more time than just clearing out coils and Omega, she said
I don't
that
know
you
about
should
that.
also do previous side content because Endwalker is intended to
Okay.
be a conclusion. It's supposed to be a big conclusion
Mm.
to this huge story arc that we've been having since the beginning of the game. And so I think it's going to be sort of like we might get little reminders of all the little people and all the little places that we
Oh, I
met
see. So
along
they're
the
gonna tie
way.
up all the
And
knots.
so she suggested that you do 4 lords,
Try and
you do
4
the We're
lords.
Lit story, and all the job quests. All the job quests. Also
I don't know if
doing
I'll have time
Eureka
to do
and
that.
Baja. Now, as for Baja, that would be my suggestion that you
Baja.
focus on. I would strongly suggest that you finish Baja Citadel, all the Save the Queen story
Okay.
before Endwalker, because I believe
I
that
don't even know
content
what
is
this is.
going
Where
to
the-
die for a while after the expansion launches. Like, I don't think it's going to be dead forever because Baja is very good leveling content from 70
Yeah.
to 80.
Oh, okay.
But
That's good. That's good to know. Lots of
yeah,
Reapers.
it's
That's
it's
fair.
probably going to be really difficult to do that for quite some time. And Baja is important
Oh, I
because
know.
that's how you can get your relic weapons. That's the main thing that I'm
No,
focusing on
no,
right
stop
now as we're going into Endwalker.
Ignore-
I'm
ignore
collecting
that.
as many
Oh.
beautiful, sparkly, shiny relic weapons as I can,
Woo,
and you
look
do
at
that
that.
from doing a Baja Citadel. So I'm going to put on screen. I think I'll try to show us somewhere on screen where you can go to unlock that. And I strongly suggest that you do that. Before the expansion, you could also do Eureka. That was another thing Natsuko Ishikawa suggested doing, which was kind of odd. I wonder if we will actually get an
I'll
update
do all
on
of
the
those.
Eureka
Well, I'll
story.
try and do as
Eureka is still active. You know, Eureka is similar to Baja content that is no longer as active as it was when it was out in
Yeah.
Stormblood, but there's still plenty of people doing it. I mean, I'm going into Baldesion Arsenal, the major raid from Eureka relatively often, I would say, and I see runs going all the time for that. I know someone that very recently, like in the past month or two, completely went through all of Eureka from the beginning. So it's quite possible to do now, and that is something that you can busy yourself with as we go into the expansion. I know there's some very cool, like, glowy, shiny glamour that you can get from Eureka, and of course the
Very nice.
relic weapons, the beautiful relic weapons. I would say that it's worth doing to get the experience of Baldesion Arsenal, which is incredible, and to get the very cool mount, Demi Ozma from the final
wow.
raid that you get access to at the end
looks
of
amazing.
Eureka. Though I just about lost my mind trying to get it. Before I go today, I want to remind y'all that we do have a live letter coming this Friday, September
Just,
17th at 7 p.m.
Yeah, this is in the past. I'm just going
The
to skip
Team
through this.
Collab event is back. It is happening.
Oh, yeah, and this has already
week,
happened.
So
I've
that's,
already done it.
that's one thing that you might want to do
Okay.
right
I
now.
think that's
Hard to do.
probably- That's already
I hope
happened?
it's been
Oh, hold on.
helpful for you in sorting to
It has been helpful.
crystallize some of the goals that you might want to set for yourself between now and Endwalker. If you like this video, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free by clicking the subscribe button or by sharing this video with your fellow Warriors of Light. Thank you
what
so
I'm
much
doing
for
right
watching,
now.
and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you, Zepla. Okay, so very, very helpful. Oh, there's a lot I need to do then. So, the Boja stuff I've seen, I don't know what it is really. So that is definitely something I'll probably start fairly immediately, actually. And I don't know, the relics. Yeah, I do want the relic stuff, but I want the gear and stuff. But yeah, side content, I guess. Where did she put that up? List. I'll find it. I'll find it later. It's fine. Yeah, I'll go through that and do as much of that as possible. Cause of Bahamut seems like an absolute must-do. So that will happen. And the XP buffs, I'm not too bothered with. Like, I'm not in a rush to get to max level. It's, you know, I want to just enjoy the story, you know. Not about the jobs. Yeah, that'll happen when we do it. UI setup. I just should go over my UI. Yeah, I should go over it, but like, I don't have an MMO mouse, and I've got an FPS mouse, like, and it works fine for me. It's only got a few like 5 buttons, but the way that I set out my hotbars means it's actually absolutely fine, like no problem at all. I guess if you don't have an MMO mouse and you want to know how I set up my hotbars and stuff, I can make a video on it if you want to. Just let me know. But they are very good. But as I said, they're not something you absolutely need, but they do help a lot, especially if you play all the time and high level content. Retainers, yep, and cleanup. My God, this is something I might actually have to watch this video because my inventory is just looks like it's been hit by a bomb. Right, gearing up. Eden Savage Raids. 510. Need me, I level 510 from Eden Promise. I will look the same and not die, but I don't care about dying it. Eden Raids, okay, we'll look into getting those done, that'll be good. And the stat squish you spoke about, which is something I'm not massively concerned about, to be honest, because there is the buff there. Like, stat squishes happen all the time in MMOs, and I feel like they'll balance it to a point to where it's pretty much the same as it is now, because that's what people like and that's what people want. I have no doubt that it might not happen straight away, but I think it will probably get there anyway. So I'm not too worried about the stat squish, to be honest. But again, I have no idea. I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, zepla knows a lot more than I do on this, and listen to her, don't listen to me. But anyway, cool. So I have some work to do, and I'm going to go literally log into Final Fantasy right now and get on with what I need to do. Oh, the FC, yeah. Get the expert bus from the FC. I mean, when she said, like, she's just too busy to, like, run an FC, I was like, I know exactly how you feel, because I've been trying to get one going, but I just don't have the time. I'd really, really want to. I still want to. I still want to get the FC going. So, yeah, I mean, like, if you're on light, Twintania, let me know in the comments, join the Discord, and try and get an FC set up before Endwalker. It's just been really difficult to find getting all the people together at once to try and like start it. But if you do want to be involved, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. As I said, Zepla's Zepla's links to her channel and this video as well will be in the description below. So if this video helps you, if her information helps you, please go to her video and like it and like it so she gets the support. And otherwise, I guess I will leave this here and get to work. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Now, if there's any other videos you want me to have a look at, let me know in the comments below and I can do that for you. I'm absolutely happy to do that. Enjoy the video, hit like, or subscribe as well if you are brand new, and we're going to have loads more Final Fantasy content coming soon. I'm going to be looking at reacting to some older trailers for Final Fantasy XIV, I believe. I'm also going to be looking at what Final Fantasy XIV looked like in 1.0, having a look at that. So that should be very interesting to see the hot mess that Final Fantasy XIV was in as well, and also have some I'm also going to have the edited reactions to it might be on the channel already, but if it's not, I'm going to edit down my reactions for 5.3 and 5.5 and put those on the channel too, so it's an easier watch, not you have to watch the whole 4-hour VOD. And other than that, I've got loads of original videos coming as well, so please do like and subscribe for all of that good stuff. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I very much hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.